Welcome, everyone, to Congregation Va-Dor's Touch of Jewish History. Tonight, we're featuring the story of Elizabeth Taylor, a very interesting and beautiful woman. And I'm going to get started now. Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor was considered one of the last major stars to have come out of the old Hollywood studio system. She was known internationally for her beauty, especially for her violet eyes, with which she captured audiences early in her youth and kept the world hooked with Ever After. Elizabeth was born on February 27, 1932, in London, England, to her American parents, Sarah and Frances Taylor, art dealers from St. Louis, Missouri. Her mother had been an actress on the stage but gave up acting when she married. In 1939, when World War II was brewing in Europe, the family moved back to the United States, relocating to Los Angeles, where her mother's own family had moved. Liz was age 7 then. A family friend noticed the strikingly beautiful little Elizabeth and suggested that she should be taken for a screen test. Universal Pictures were so impressed that they signed her to a contract, and the rest is pretty much history. Along with her singular talent, Elizabeth was a savvy businesswoman. Her instinctive sense of her own worth led her to negotiate the first $1 million contract for an actor for her role in Cleopatra in the year 1963. She was also the first celebrity to launch a hit fragrance brand, Passion, in 1987 and White Diamonds in 1991, and became the first female social entrepreneur. From the mid-1980s until her death, Elizabeth's greatest role was that of activist. In a society paralyzed by fear, she used her fame to shine a light on the injustice and ignorance surrounding the HIV/AIDS epidemic. In 1985, following the death of her close friend Rock Hudson, she co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research with Dr. Matilda Grimm. In 1991, she founded the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, utilizing the profits from her hit perfumes to privately fund direct services and research. She received many awards for her advocacy, including the Presidential Citizens Medal and the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the 65th Academy Awards in 1993. In the year 2000, Queen Elizabeth II named her a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire. Elizabeth was also an author. At the age of 13, in 1946, she wrote and illustrated the book Nibbles and Me, a childhood memoir about a chipmunk named Nibbles she met while filming Courage of Lassie. In 1988, she wrote the book Elizabeth Taylor Takes Off, an autobiographical and self-help memoir detailing her personal journey of overcoming emotional eating, severe weight gain, and substance addiction. In 2002, she wrote the book Elizabeth Taylor, My Love Affair with Jewelry, about her legendary jewel collection. Elizabeth Taylor lived an active Jewish life following her formal conversion to Judaism in March 1959 at Hollywood's Temple Israel. Taking the Hebrew name Elisheba Rachel, she studied under Rabbi Max Nussbaum and became a dedicated advocate for the Jewish community through spirituality, philanthropy, and political activism. Though her conversion happened around the time she was married to Jewish entertainers Mike Todd and Eddie Fisher, Elizabeth repeatedly emphasized that it was a profound spiritual search rather than a marriage requirement. She stated, I feel as if I've been a Jew all my life. Elizabeth was also a massive financial supporter of Israel. Her heavy purchases of State of Israel bonds in 1959 led to Arab boycotts of her films. And in 1962, she was officially barred from entering Egypt to complete the film Cleopatra due to her Jewish faith. She fiercely advocated for the emigration rights of Soviet Jews and made headlines in 1976 when she offered herself as a replacement hostage for Jewish passengers taken captive during the Entebbe skyjacking. She lent her voice and star power to Jewish causes, notably narrating the 1980 documentary Genocide, produced by the Simon Wiesenthal Center, which became the first Holocaust documentary to win an Academy Award. True to her lifelong dedication to the faith, when Elizabeth died of congestive heart failure at the age of 79 on March 23, 2011, she was buried according to traditional Jewish customs in a private service. So let's enjoy a lot less talking by me and a lot more of the lovely and very talented Elizabeth Taylor. This first video I have for you is a biography, pretty much, of her whole life and career.
She is the former child star with the violet eyes who grew up to become one of the greatest actresses of all time.
I loved it. Every awful moment of it, I loved.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be remembering the life and career of the late Elizabeth Taylor. She was born on February 27, 1932, in Hampstead, London, England, to American parents. After developing an interest in the arts at an early age, she took up ballet at the age of 3. Fearing rising hostilities in Europe, the Taylor family returned to the United States before the outbreak of World War II, when Elizabeth was just 7 years old. While living in Los Angeles, Elizabeth's striking beauty was noticed by a family friend, who then suggested she be taken for a screen test. She impressed the executives at Universal Pictures, and they signed the 10-year-old for her debut role in 1942's There's One Born Every Minute. Next, MGM grabbed the young starlet for a 7-year contract and cast her in Lassie Come Home and several other secondary roles. Yet it was her starring role opposite Mickey Rooney in 1944's National Velvet that made her a box office sensation and a child star.
Oh, you're a pretty one, Pie. You didn't mean to run away.
Following this, she starred in Life with Father alongside such Hollywood heavyweights as William Powell and Irene Dunne. For the next decade, she continued to appear in well-received films. At only 22 years old, Liz Taylor was already considered one of the world's greatest beauties. Her on-screen appearance was enhanced by her dark complexion and by a genetic oddity that caused her to grow a double row of eyelashes. In 1955, she appeared alongside James Dean in the hit Giant. This was Dean's final picture before he was killed in a motorcycle accident that same year. This unfortunate event was followed by her involvement in 1957's overblown and critically panned epic Braintree County. Despite the film's shortcomings, she did garner her first Academy Award nomination for her portrayal of a Southern belle. Over the next few years, she received several more Oscar nods. Her portrayals of Maggie Pollitt in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and Catherine Hawley in Suddenly Last Summer were two of her nominated roles. Her Oscar drought finally ended in 1960 when she won for her stunning performance as a call girl involved with a married man in Butterfield 8.
I guess all I can do is say thank you.
After bringing home the coveted statue, she took part in Cleopatra. This film was one of the most expensive productions up to that time, and it earned her a whopping $1 million salary.
Am I to understand then that you feel free to do with me whatever you want? Whenever you want?
Yes, I want that understood.
Taylor won her second Oscar for Best Actress for her fine performance as the loudmouthed and unkempt Martha in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
You're a monster. You are.
I'm loud, and I'm vulgar, and I wear the pants in the house because somebody's got to. But I am not a monster!
Signaling the peak of her career, she went on to star in dozens of theatrical films, television movies, and TV programs. However, none approached the intensity or quality of her earlier work. At the same time, her personal life was riddled with love affairs, unsuccessful marriages, alcoholism, and health problems. These included a brain tumor in late 1997 and congestive heart failure in 2004. While she was best known for her acting, she was almost as famous for her many marriages. Taylor wed 8 times to 7 different husbands and was the mother of 4 children. Outside of performing, she was well known for her AIDS advocacy, her successful series of perfumes, and her vast jewelry collection. She continued to make occasional guest appearances in the media in the later years of her life, despite her failing health. A Hollywood legend, Elizabeth Taylor will always be remembered for bringing joy to many fans, championing social causes, and becoming one of the greatest legends of Hollywood's golden age.
The next one I have for you is the top 10 films that she was in.
If you like Elizabeth Taylor, you should definitely watch our picks for her best movies.
Number 10.
You can send it back.
Oh, darling, no one would take that back once they got rid of it.
You can send them all back. The wedding's off.
Father of the Bride is a comedy film directed by Vincente Minnelli. At some point, you've got to come to terms with the fact that your child grew up. A successful lawyer is uneasy when his daughter tells him she's planning to marry her boyfriend 3 days ahead of the actual wedding. Sleepless nights and restless days follow until there's nothing left for him except to stumble into a catastrophic conflict.
We had a horrible fight. I said terrible things to him. And he called me a spoiled brat. I made him stop the car and I jumped out and left him right there.
Number 9.
Without a treaty of alliance with Egypt, you could not hold the territories under your command.
Cleopatra is an epic historical drama film directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz. Capturing the most wonderful and powerful political threesome in the history of film, Cleopatra captures the famous queen's manipulation of the mighty Julius Caesar and Mark Antony in her manic attempt to save the Egyptian empire. As a consequence, a love triangle would be created that would shape the world around it.
I suggest you deliberate further. Perhaps consult with your superior in Rome.
My superior?
Octavian. Caesar Octavian.
Number 8.
Why, then you lied. It's the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed, it is the blessed Son.
The Taming of the Shrew is a period romantic comedy film directed by Franco Zeffirelli. Provocative and funny, this period piece sees 2 ambitious and arrogant men fight over the same wonderful beauty, but her thick-headed father will not let her marry until her not-so-beautiful sister also found someone to settle with. Luckily, they have a scheme to solve the situation, which will obviously go horribly wrong.
So bedazzled by the sun that everything I see is green and young. Now I perceive thou art a reverend father. Pardon, I pray thee, for my mad mistaking.
Number 7.
Besides, I'd rather mingle with my sister than mingle with the crowd. That is, if she were here.
Little Women is a comedy drama film directed by Mervyn LeRoy. Another instant classic adaptation of the legendary source material. Little Women follows the March sisters navigating family and love while their father is fighting in the Civil War. Clinging to optimism and companionship, their lifelong bond is what holds the pieces of their daily lives together.
If it weren't for that, she'd be simply fastidious. For she's a real artiste and plays the piano beautifully.
Oh, she'd come over here and play sometime.
Oh, she'd never do that. She doesn't play for people, just herself.
Number 6. National Velvet, directed by Clarence Brown. This timeless and family-friendly animal journey sees a young girl gifted with a good-willed horse. Determined to win a major tournament, she trains and prepares with urgency, supported by her family and a performer jockey. Only one thing could set her off balance, and when said incident actually happens, someone must step in for her.
Down.
My, they're staring. They're whispering.
Let him whisper.
Number 5.
Miss Catherine, don't ever run away.
Where will you cut, Doctor?
Suddenly, Last Summer is a Southern Gothic mystery film directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz. Horrifyingly raw, especially for its time, Suddenly Last Summer is the story of a young woman slowly going mad after witnessing the brutal death of her cousin on a trip to Europe. Unwilling to accept her son's fate, her aunt tries to force a lobotomy on her. But will the truth about her mental state and what really happened come out before it's too late?
And I suppose I'm to have my head shaved. It seems such a waste, seeing as how I just had my hair fixed this morning, then then have it all cut off right after. I tell you, it's funny.
Number 4.
What is it?
You make a very excellent cup of tea.
Giant is an epic Western drama film directed by George Stevens. It's not only name or cinematography of this piece that are imposing, it also tells a tale that would be an instant classic for generations to come. When wealthy Texas rancher Bick brings home a charming love interest, they seem to be happily married, even though young Leslie clashes with his sister. However, things go really awry when another man steps into the ring and a lifelong rivalry is created.
But your situation is so different. You're a working man.
Well, that's something I'm going to try to fix. Someday I will.
Number 3.
It's me, Mama.
Who was that?
Just a girl, Mama.
A Place in the Sun is a drama film directed by George Stevens. Taking on the social class war of the 50s through the lens of a passionate love triangle, A Place in the Sun follows a young wealthy man who has stolen exactly that. Now working on a poorly paid scum job at his wealthy uncle's company, he falls in love with 2 women at the same time, creating one hell of a drama.
Not to waste your time on girls.
I don't waste my time.
Will she let you go out tonight? Will she let you go dancing? Come on. I'll take you dancing.
Number 2.
Why are you afraid of the truth?
Truth!
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is a drama film directed by Richard Brooks. This feverish adaptation of the classic play takes a look at toxic family dynamics through the eyes of more or less happy married couple, Maggie and Brick. While visiting Brick's family on their plantation for his thick-headed father's 65th birthday, things couldn't get any worse when they are questioned for not having children like his other siblings.
Are you listening?
Yes, Maggie, I hear you. But how in hell on earth do you imagine you're going to have a child by a man who cannot stand you?
Before we unveil movie number 1, here are a few honorable mentions.
Well, I started with Amherst and I worked my way through the alphabet to Yale. I'm stuck there. Of course, I could work backwards again.
Did he tell you about his wife?
She'll join.
I hear he's a lush.
They are not his to give. They were handed down to my mistress by her mother.
Who is your mistress?
Rebecca, the daughter of Isaac. She bade me tell you that these are for your armor and your horse, so that you may ride at Ashby.
To feel that that's meant anything to me at all, what would you expect me to feel like at this minute?
Depends on how you expected to feel about me. Whether you wanted me as a woman or just a whore.
Number 1.
Do you want to know what's really happened? It snapped. Finally, not me, it, the whole arrangement.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is a drama film directed by Mike Nichols. Who is a happily married couple? Well, everyone at first. When George and Martha return from a cocktail party, they invite a young married couple to stay the night. But what should have gone peacefully ends in a torment of marital angst and paranoia.
Before I show this one, there are 2 documentaries about Liz, both created in 2024. Elizabeth Taylor, The Lost Tapes, was an Emmy-nominated HBO documentary whose source are tapes recorded in the 1960s by Richie Merriman. And that's what we're going to see. There was another one, Elizabeth Taylor, Rebel Superstar, which was produced by Kim Kardashian, using interviews of friends as its source. So this one is a little trailer for Elizabeth Taylor, The Lost Tapes.
Testing.
Do you have your friggin' machine on?
I'm fascinated by the phenomenon of Elizabeth Taylor. What do you think your image is?
Completely superficial. Immoral. There's the person that my family know, and the other Elizabeth Taylor, the commodity. One is flesh and blood, and one is cellophane. I was a child actress thrown into the adult world.
But in my own world, I was a terrified little girl.
From an early age, your public image is that of a sex symbol.
I've never thought of myself that way. I loved the possibility of acting. I was told I would never become an actress because I was so concerned with being pretty. I fought against the studios, started to make my own deals. I was quite a good businesswoman. I've been married too many times. I made horrendous mistakes, and I have paid for them. I don't like fame. I don't like belonging to the public. People have a set image they want to believe. And if you try and explain, you lose yourself along the way. Would you like a drink, then?
The next one I have for you is an interview, a very brief interview with Oprah Winfrey.
Please welcome the legend herself, Elizabeth Taylor Fortinsky. You seem happier than you've ever been in your life.
I feel great. I am happy. My life is wonderful. And I don't know what all the fuss about turning 60 is.
Really?
Well, I never think about growing old. I barely think about growing up. I didn't like 30.
Didn't?
No. Richard and I were in love, and we decided we couldn't be together because we were hurting too many people. And we were apart, and it just seemed like the end of my life. And 30 just seemed very old.
Really? You
Yeah.
felt, I bet you felt older at 30 than you do now.
Oh, much older.
Really?
Because I had no sense of hope.
Really?
And now I'm so full of expectations and a sense of adventure, and I'm happy, and hope springs eternal.
The next one is, she's being presented with the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award during the Academy Awards.
I first met her on the set of National Velvet. We were both quite young, but even then, I knew that we were dealing with someone very special, and time has proven me right. But special was perhaps an underestimation, for what she turned out to be is unique. Starting with the eyes. Have there ever been eyes like that? I mean, they really are violet. And if the eyes are the mirror of the soul, then that is where we should look to appreciate the essence of this woman. Those eyes have shed tears for the loss of life from AIDS, of both those achingly close to her and total strangers caught in the throes of this devastating illness. And those eyes have also registered hope and determination to inspire others to mobilize for medical research and patient care. Elizabeth was one of the very first to take up the cause when it wasn't politically correct. And she has never wavered in her vision of a world free from this horrible scourge. Through her dedicated work for AMFA and for the Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for Patient Care, she is more than a symbol. She is a leader, an activist, and a shining example of the use of celebrity for the celebration of life. Many years have passed since we first shared a screen, and I am most honored to share a stage with her tonight, if only for the chance to look again into those remarkable eyes and say, the Academy proudly presents the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award for Service that has brought credit to our industry to Elizabeth Taylor.
Thank you so much. I have been on this stage many times as a presenter. I have sat in the audience as a loser. And I've had the thrill and the honor of standing here as a winner. But I never, ever thought I would come out here to receive this award. It is the highest possible accolade I could receive from my peers. And for doing something I just have to do, that my passion must do, I am filled with pride and humility. I accept this award in honor of all the men, women, and children with AIDS who are waging incredibly valiant battles for their lives, those to whom I have given my commitment, the real heroes of the pandemic of AIDS. I am so proud of the work that people in Hollywood have done to help so many others, like dearest, gentle Audrey. And while she is, I know, in heaven, forever guarding her beloved children, I will remain here as rowdy an activist as I have to be, and God willing, for as long as I have to be. Tonight, I am asking for your help. I call upon you to draw from the depths of your being to prove that we are a human race, to prove that our love outweighs our need to hate, that our compassion is more compelling than our need to blame, that our sensitivity to those in need is stronger than our greed, that our ability to reason overcomes our fear, and that at the end of each of our lives, we can look back and be proud that we have treated others with the kindness, dignity, and respect that every human being deserves. Thank you, and God bless.
And you'll have the Barbara Walters interview in 2002, and you get to see some of the jewels that Elizabeth Taylor collected.
Elizabeth Taylor says she can't remember a time when she wasn't famous. Famous for her acting, her illnesses, her friends, romances, husbands, and divorces. Above all, for her incredible beauty, that in image after image has always been accentuated by fabulous jewelry.
Elizabeth, I have never seen anything so magnificent as all of this jewelry. It's just staggering, not to mention what you're wearing.
I acquired this about a month ago. Isn't
Really?
it the most gorgeous?
It's unbelievable. You bought this for yourself?
Yeah.
How nice for you. You're so good to you.
Well, there's nobody else around.
Do people still go out and wear jewelry? Do you still wear this?
Well, honey, I do.
Dame Elizabeth Taylor for services to acting and to charity.
Elizabeth, 2 years ago, you were given a great honor when Queen Elizabeth of England gave you the Order of Commander of the British Empire. She made you a dame. How'd you feel when you were named Dame Elizabeth?
Well, I've always been abroad, so it wasn't too far a stretch.
From abroad to a dame?
Please join me in welcoming Elizabeth Taylor.
No longer a Hollywood leading lady, she has successfully transformed herself into a humanitarian and businesswoman. Using her iconic status, she has raised millions for AIDS research and made millions for herself, selling her perfumes, the first white diamonds. Her latest venture is this book celebrating her jewelry collection, considered by many to be among the finest in the world. For 2 days we were given a rare glimpse as trays and trays of diamonds, pearls, rubies, and emeralds were laid before us. What you are looking at is only about 1/10 of her collection, and as rich as these jewels are, so are the stories behind them. They are, in fact, a window into Elizabeth Taylor's extraordinary life. Some people collect antiques, some people collect paintings, but your joy is jewelry. What fascinates you so about jewelry?
The beauty, the perfection, God's workmanship. They're all from the ground. This red is from God.
The ruby.
And those green little things.
Those green little things, those emeralds, those green little things. But it is one of the great collections, isn't it?
I've been told.
How could one person amass such a collection? Taylor's love affair with jewelry began as a child when she bought this costume brooch for her mother. As she grew up to become arguably the most beautiful woman in the world, the men in her life fed her insatiable passion for jewels, especially her third husband, Mike Todd, a larger-than-life Hollywood producer whom she married in 1957. One day, you were in your swimming pool when he came up to you and put around your neck the most magnificent gift, a diamond and ruby necklace.
I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I probably never will again. I mean, he was so generous, and he took such care of me. I felt so protected and loved.
To win the two biggest prizes in Hollywood in 1 year, this and this.
He also gave her an antique diamond tiara, which she wore to the 1956 Academy Awards. Then tragedy. After only 13 months of marriage and one daughter together, Mike Todd was killed when his plane, the Liz, crashed. Taylor was devastated.
His legacy to me was love. He taught me what love really meant.
I can never be more far away from you than this.
Some years later, she met her second great love, British actor Richard Burton, on the set of Cleopatra. Both were married at the time, and their very public affair became an international scandal. Unquestionably, their torrid relationship was one of the century's great romances. Describe him for young people now who may not remember him that well.
Richard? Good God. Shame on you. Where's the camera?
Right there.
Shame on you.
I'm mad for you.
Go to a video store and rent Anne of a Thousand Days. Rent Beckett. Rent Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
I want you to get yourself a little alert. I want a little life in you.
Stop that!
Pull yourself together.
Richard Burton was a great actor.
And a hunk.
In 1964, they married. Throughout the 60s, the Burtons were the most celebrated couple on the planet. Their wild jet-set lifestyle made them superstars before there was such a word. Burton showered his wife with spectacular jewels, including the famous 33-carat Krupp diamond. The Krupps were a German family that supplied munitions to the Nazis, and Taylor writes, quote, helped knock off millions of Jews. How perfect, she wrote, it would be if a nice Jewish girl like me were to own it.
It was up for auction. Richard said, I'm going to get you that ring. I'm going to get you that ring. Look at it, the hypnotic beauty that pulls you in and doesn't let you go.
Is it heavy, my dear?
Would you like to try?
I would love to try it.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't get any fingerprints on it.
Look at that.
Get it in the light.
Well, thanks a lot, Elizabeth. The interview's over. We'll just all go home. Burton gave her other important historic pieces, like this 16th century Taj Mahal diamond necklace. Its original inscription reads, "To my beloved Mahal," and on the back, look at the incredible detail. Here, the magnificent hieroglyphics on the King Farouk bracelet that belonged to an Egyptian king. And the exquisite La Peregrina pearl. It is one of the world's finest examples of a pear-shaped natural pearl, and was once owned by Queen Mary Tudor of England. Shortly after you received that pearl, you had quite a scare. It disappeared. Taylor and Burton were in a Las Vegas hotel room. As Elizabeth walked back and forth with the pearl around her neck, she suddenly realized it was missing.
And there was nothing there. was nothing there. And I heard one of the puppies chewing a bone. I thought, that's wrong. We don't give the puppies bones. And one of the puppies was going, and you could hear the pearl chewing on the pearl. Thank God there are no scratches.
Did you ever tell Richard?
Weeks later. Weeks later.
Elizabeth, when you look back over that period of your life, remembering it in part from all of these magnificent jewels, what are your thoughts when you look back?
How grand it was, how lucky I was that I was their guardian, their protector, and nobody could have enjoyed them or had more fun with them.
But the jewels Burton rained on her couldn't calm the growing volatility between them. They married and divorced twice.
I think we loved almost too hard. I think you become so much in the other person's pocket, in their mind, in their soul, that you begin to lose your own identity.
Hard to understand, isn't it?
Yeah, thank God I had it.
Can you ever imagine having it again?
Oh, God, no.
When you're with a new man and you're wearing the jewelry given to you by other men, is it ever awkward or uncomfortable for the new man in your life?
So I've been told.
Yeah? What do you do about it?
Encourage them to give me more.
Taylor has also lavished jewelry on herself, purchasing many of the pieces in her collection. You said in your book, I'm a pretty good con lady, so if the rest of us are paying retail, what's your secret?
I don't pay retail.
You don't pay retail? Oh, no. How do you get it for less? I see. And then the price comes down. I'm not sure the rest of us can do that.
If it's a male salesman.
In recent years, her good friend Michael Jackson has also contributed to Taylor's treasure chest. His gifts include this diamond bracelet, watch, and this diamond necklace. Do you think that Michael Jackson is misunderstood?
Yes, I do. He has been hurt by so many people. Why should he trust people? I think I'm the only person in his life that has not betrayed him.
Today, Elizabeth Taylor's fragile health, particularly her severe back pain and 2 hip replacements, has limited her movement. Last summer, she was also treated for a curable skin cancer. But even at age 70, her legendary violet eyes still mesmerize and remind us of her hypnotic beauty. There is a famous photographer. He once said of you, whenever she set her heart on a man or a film roll or a diamond, it was to be the only one in the world forever and ever. Once she had it in her sights, her hold on it was total and irreversible. Well, Dame Elizabeth, that just about sums it up.
Well, I don't see how he could say such a thing, but I guess you could say that's true.
The next one I have for you is Elizabeth Taylor in her own words.
They plan on doing a story of my life, which is completely fictionalized, unless there was somebody under the carpet or under the bed during my 50 years. I find it an effrontery, but more than that, I am my own commodity. I am my own industry.
Well, I think the nation loves rock Hudson, and I think it did bring it into focus. It brought it home to a lot of people, how serious AIDS is and how it can touch everyone. The circles are becoming smaller.
The generosity of everyone here is overwhelming, and I hope indicative of our whole industry. It shows the awareness of the terrible need for help.
My life has been like a yo-yo. I have been up and down so many times. I've been in favor, out of favor so many times. At the moment, life is very calm, and I'm enjoying the calm. I guess I'm suspicious enough to realize that it won't last indefinitely.
I'm very excited, but I'm not nervous. I'm just looking forward to it, and the best man and the best woman and the best smell wins. Oh, that's really you know that?
Can we go on to the next question, please?
You're saying that I prefer this press conference over my mother, is what you're saying.
Can we go on to the next question, please?
I'm sorry.
You know, excuse me, we're just going to have to close the conference. I'm sorry that you had to do that, and you were so uncompassionate. So I'm sorry the press conference is closed.
AIDS, like the language of the cinema, knows no boundaries. We who are so privileged and have a moral duty to support all those who need our help and protect all those who can be saved.
Is it hard, Elizabeth, or easy to work with someone you're in love with?
No, I've never had a better time in my life.
And working with Richard?
Yeah, on Virginia Woolf.
Even though you fight tooth and nail through
Well,
it.
we got it all out on the set. And we'd go home, have dinner with the children, play word games with them, and learn our lines after dinner and go to sleep.
Did you love doing that play?
I did.
Because that's top of the crop writing, isn't it?
Oh, wonderful. And wonderful words to wrap your lips around.
How did you was Richard a helpful actor?
He was a brilliant actor and helpful, and we were like on the same beam so much that we triggered each other off.
Is that still the ring he gave you?
Well, I don't throw it often.
Can we get a shot of this ring? Because it's sinking ships, and was this his engagement ring to you?
No, it was
Just
like a couple of years later.
Just a gift.
Yeah.
A bauble, he gave it to you.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are times when being famous is useful, when it comes in handy, and if I or any other celebrity can help, then we should do everything we can. I think that's the only reason for being famous.
The next one I have for you is looking back at Elizabeth. They recorded this right after she died.
Elizabeth Taylor has died. She was 79 years old. Younger people remember her mostly as a celebrity, a talk show guest, a fixture of award shows and fundraising banquets. Older movie lovers remember her as one of the great bombshells, as a sex goddess of the screen. She was both of those things, and she was quite a bit more.
I've always been considered one of the worst dressed people in the world.
She started very early acting on the stage and on the screen before her big breakthrough in National Velvet. And that movie established her in a permanent place in the hearts of moviegoers and really came into her own as a mature screen actress in the 1951 film A Place in the Sun.
I've loved you since the first moment I saw you.
The thing about Elizabeth Taylor in this role is that she's not really an unapproachable, untouchable beauty. She still has a kind of warmth and humor and practicality and toughness, and those would really be the distinguishing features of her acting style as she went on and became a bigger and bigger star. Memorably in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof as Maggie, based on the Tennessee Williams play, where she played opposite Paul Newman.
Oh, Fred, how long does this have to go on, this punishment? Haven't I served my term?
You even see it in the great white elephant of her career, Cleopatra.
You will kneel.
I will what?
On your knees.
Dare ask the proconsul of the Roman Empire?
I asked it of Julius Caesar. I demand it of you.
If that movie is still worth watching today, it may be just for her and Richard Burton, and what a good time they're having and how human they seem to be in the midst of all of this pomp and absurdity. And certainly they hit the human notes very hard and very strong and very true in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, Mike Nichols' adaptation of the Edward Albee play, which won Elizabeth Taylor her second Oscar, and which to me is her greatest, bravest, maddest performance.
So here I am, stuck with this flop, this
Go on, Martha.
bog
Go
in
on.
the history department.
Martha.
Who's married to the president's
Martha, don't.
daughter, who's expected to be somebody.
She's a terrifying, mentally unstable, alcoholic harridan, and she really tears up this movie in the best sense. She and Burton are just unforgettable and terrifying and also kind of deeply and darkly funny.
What the hell do you mean screaming up the stairs at me like that?
We got lonely, darling. We got lonely for the soft purr of your little voice.
Well, you just trot over to the bar, Pooh,
And make your little mommy a great big twink.
That's right.
Now, part of the fascination, of course, of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is that when it was made, Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor were married, and a lot of people wonder if that's a window into the dynamics of their very volatile and passionate relationship. He was one of 7 men that she married, or you could say he was 2 of her 8 husbands. The others were Conrad Hilton, known as Nicky, Michael Wilding, Mike Todd, Eddie Fisher, Senator John Warner, Republican of Virginia, and Larry Fortensky.
I'm a very committed wife. I should be committed, too, for being married so many times.
All of these marriages were certainly part of Elizabeth Taylor's career, her career as a celebrity, if not as an actress. She survived as a kind of Warholian celebrity, someone who was on TV, who was on benefits, who was at award shows, sometimes appeared almost as a garish parody of herself. But she maintained a presence in Hollywood and in the celebrity culture partly because she was very well liked. She was a very good friend to a lot of people. Among them, Michael Jackson, who she had a very sincere and important friendship with, partly because she knew what it was like to be subject to the pressures of fame from a very young age. And of course also to Rock Hudson, who had been her co-star in George Stevens' Giant. And it was Rock Hudson's death from AIDS in the mid-1980s that really inaugurated the second important phase of Elizabeth Taylor's career, which was as an activist and spokesperson and fundraiser for the cause of AIDS eradication. It's important to remember that when she took up this cause, it was by no means a fashionable or trendy or even a mainstream cause.
It's been a long haul to get where we are today.
Looking back on her career, what's striking is not just the public drama of her many marriages and her constant celebrity, or even her great beauty. It's a kind of generosity, toughness, good humor. She was not just a great actress or an important celebrity, she was a real personality of a kind that's very rare and very precious.
Next one is another biography, was a little bit different than before.
Dame Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor was a British and American actress. She began her career as a child in the early 1940s and was one of the most popular stars of classical Hollywood cinema in the 1950s. She then became the world's highest paid movie star in the 1960s, remaining a well-known public figure for the rest of her life. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked her 7th on its greatest female screen legends list. Although she won Academy Awards for her work in Butterfield 8 in 1960,
Too much reading.
Dear Mrs. Thurber,
Well, how's church?
why don't you go sometime and find out?
in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf in 1965,
All truth being relative.
It was true. Beautiful, wise.
she was just as famous for her many marriages, extensive jewelry collection, and stunning violet eyes. She was born on February 27, 1932 in London, England. One of the film's most celebrated stars, She fashioned a career that covered more than 6 decades, accepting roles not only to showcase her beauty, but her ability to take on emotionally charged characters. Her parents, both art dealers, were residing in London when she was born. Soon after the outbreak of World War II, they returned to the United States and settled in their new life in Los Angeles. Performing was in her blood. Her mother had worked as an actress until she was married. At the age of 3, she started dancing and eventually gave a recital for Princess Elizabeth and Margaret. Not long after relocating to California, a family friend suggested that she take a screen test. She soon signed a contract with Universal Studios and made her screen debut at the age of 10 in There's One Born Every Minute in 1942.
And in 1942, Universal cast Elizabeth in a small role in the low-budget comedy There's One Born Every Minute, opposite Carl Alfalfa Switzer.
I'm going to sing a campaign song.
She followed that up with a bigger role in Lassie Come Home in 1943.
You've let her go. That's what she's done. She's let her go.
She's going toward south, Grandfather. She's going toward Yorkshire.
Her breakout role came in 1944 with National Velvet, in a role she spent 4 months working to get. The film turned out to be a huge hit that pulled in more than $4 million and made the 12-year-old actress a huge star. Her stunning looks helped. At just 18, she played opposite Spencer Tracy in Father of the Bride in 1950.
You can send it back.
Oh, darling, no one would take that back once they got rid of it.
You can send them all back. The wedding's off.
Kay, what are you saying?
Just that. I'm not going to marry Buckley. I found out something about him that's unforgivable.
What could have happened?
I don't know. Ellie.
She also showed her acting talent in 3 more films in 1954, The Last Time I Saw Paris, Rhapsody, and Elephant Walk, the latter of which saw Taylor take on a role of a plantation owner's wife who's in love with the farm's manager.
Elizabeth Taylor as the beautiful young girl who recklessly loved a man she hardly knew. The dark depths within him, a mystery she had still to discover. Here in his vast empire, carved from the exotic and dangerous jungles of Ceylon, she was to find a splendor she never dreamed of. Brought like a queen to share the incredible luxury of his palace in the jungle. A palace where the night was shattered by the terrifying defiance of the great elephant herd.
Her personal life only boosted the success of her films. For a time, she dated millionaire Howard Hughes, then at the age of 17 made her first entrance into marriage when she wed hotel heir Nicky Hilton. The union didn't last long, and in 1952 she was walking down the aisle again to marry actor Michael Wilding. In all, she was married 8 times during her life, twice to actor Richard Burton. While her love life continued to make international headlines, she continued to shine as an actress. She delivered a riveting performance in a drama, A Place in the Sun, and turned things up even more in 1956 with the film adaptation of Edna Ferber's novel Giant that co-starred James Dean.
I guess you're about the best looking gal we've seen around here in a long time. I think. Prettiest than I think I've seen down here.
Why, thank you, Jack. That's a very nice compliment. And I'm going to tell my husband I've met with your approval.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, well, no,
2 years later, she sizzled on the big screen in a film adaptation of Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. The following year, she starred in another Williams classic, Suddenly Last Summer. She earned her first Oscar, capturing the coveted Best Actress award for her role in Butterfield 8 in 1960.
Frances, don't joke about Gloria's work. It's very important to her. She's one of the few girls of her kind in the city.
I pass.
Her life was also touched by tragedy and loss. In 1958, she became a young widow when her husband, film producer Mike Todd, was killed in a plane crash. After his death, she became embroiled in one of the greatest Hollywood love scandals of the era when she began a relationship with Todd's close friend, Eddie Fisher. Fisher divorced Debbie Reynolds and married Taylor in 1959, and the couple stayed married for 5 years until she left Fisher for Burton. The public's obsession with Taylor's love life hit an all-new height when in 1964 she married Burton. They met and fallen in love on the set of Cleopatra, a 1963 film that not only heightened Taylor's clout and fame, but also proved to be a staggering investment, clocking in at an unprecedented $37 million. The Taylor-Burton union was a fiery one. They appeared on screen together in the much-panned The VIPs in 1963, and then again 2 years later for the heralded Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, a film that earned Taylor her second Oscar for her role as an overweight, angry wife of an alcoholic professor. Subsequent years were full of ups and downs for Taylor, but she continued to act. She found work on television, even making guest appearances on General Hospital and on the stage. She also began focusing more on philanthropy after her close friend Rock Hudson died in 1985 following a battle with HIV. The actress started to work to find a cure, and in 1991 she launched the Elizabeth Taylor HIV/AIDS Foundation in order to offer greater support for those who are sick as well as fund research for more advanced treatments. Largely retired from the world of acting, she received numerous awards for her body of work. In 1993, she received the American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award. She overcame a litany of health problems throughout the 1990s, from diabetes to congestive heart failure. She had both hips replaced, and in 1997 had a brain tumor removed. In October 2009, Taylor, who had 4 children, underwent successful heart surgery, and in early 2011, she again experienced heart problems. She was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in February for congestive heart failure. She passed away on March 23, 2011 from the same condition. Shortly after her death, her son Michael Wilding released a statement saying, "My mother was an extraordinary woman who lived life to the fullest, with great passion, humor, and love. We will always be inspired by her enduring contribution to our world." In addition to her 4 children, Michael Wilding, Christopher Wilding, Maria Burton Carson, and Liza Todd Divvy, Dame Elizabeth is survived by 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. During her career, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was honored by the Kennedy Center in 2004. She was made Dame of the British Empire in 2000. She is buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, Glendale, Los Angeles, California. She was 79 years old.
This next one I have for you is about her grandchildren and what they're doing.
With one sordid affair and a whopping 7 marriages, Elizabeth Taylor could have written the book on romance. Despite her many mates, Taylor had just 4 children. Her grandchildren, however, number into the double digits. Although she has since passed, Elizabeth Taylor's grandchildren are keeping her legacy alive. Layla Wilding. In 1971, Taylor got to meet her very first grandchild, Layla Wilding. Growing up in Northern California, Layla spent lots of time with her grandmother, including almost every holiday and occasional Sundays. These days, Layla is a graphic designer in Portland, Oregon, and works closely with the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, as Taylor did when she was alive. She explained, "We are determined to support the legacy of our grandmother and let the world know the foundation is thriving." Naomi DeLucci Wilding. Layla's little sister, Naomi DeLucci Wilding, was born in 1975. Despite being just 4 years apart in age, they had different relationships with Taylor. Unlike Layla, Naomi was only able to see her grandmother over the holidays due to living in the United Kingdom. Like her big sis, Naomi is also an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Additionally, she runs the Wilding Cran Gallery, a contemporary art gallery in Los Angeles, California, along with her husband, Anthony Cran. Like Taylor, Naomi has grown up to be a true success. Elizabeth Eliza Carson. Maria Burton, Taylor's adopted daughter with husband Richard Burton, went on to have a child of her own in 1982, Elizabeth Carson. When Elizabeth, or Eliza as she prefers to be called, was a teenager, she often stayed at her grandmother's sprawling estate. While Eliza admitted that she loved the glitz and glamour of her grandmother's lifestyle, she appreciated her humanitarianism most of all. Said Eliza, who works for the Department of Child Protection in Manhattan, she always stood up for what was right. Like her older cousins, she too is an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Caleb and Andrew Wilding. In the early 1980s, Taylor's son Christopher Wilding and his wife Aileen Getty adopted a son named Caleb. Soon after, Getty gave birth to son Andrew Wilding. Despite a tumultuous childhood that included their mother's HIV diagnosis and drug addiction, Caleb and Andrew have grown up unscathed. Andrew has even taken to Hollywood, much like his grandmother, as a cinematographer. Quinn Tivy. Taylor's sixth grandchild, Quinn Tivy, grew up to be an artist as well as a co-trustee of the Elizabeth Taylor Trust, Town & Country reported. After his beloved grandmother's death, Quinn realized he wanted to be more involved in the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. He explained, "Through that experience, we had the opportunity to see how crucial it was for her family to be participating in her legacy." Tarquin Wilding. Tarquin Wilding is Layla and Naomi Wilding's younger brother and the seventh grandchild to Taylor. The Taylor family tree is, of course, only made exponentially more confusing when cousins like Tarquin and Quinn share such similar names. That's not all Tarquin has in common with his family members, though. Similar to Andrew Wilding's career as a cinematographer, Tarquin grew up to embrace Hollywood. At just 28 years old, he's already working as a filmmaker. Rhys Tivy. At 27, Rhys Tivy has already accomplished so much. According to the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, Rhys grew up in a rural part of upstate New York before moving to the city to pursue a Bachelor's of Music in Jazz Performance at the New York University Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development. These days, he's a triple threat: a trumpeter, vocalist, and a songwriter. In addition to performing throughout the Big Apple, Rhys has taught music and yoga to middle school children all over the city, from Brooklyn to Manhattan to the Bronx. Lowell Wilding. For Lowell Wilding, Taylor's eighth grandchild, it's obvious that the love and appreciation for his grandmother runs deep. Lowell said his hope is to continue her legacy as well as preserve it. He has since backed up his words with actions. As of the making of this video, he is working to create a new addition to the Elizabeth Taylor Trust and Elizabeth Taylor Archive. Like many of his relatives, Lowell lives in Los Angeles. This way, he stays close to Beverly Hills, where his grandmother's trust is based and her legacy is, as Lowell hoped, preserved and continued.
This is in the words of Paul Newman. Paul Newman is talking about Elizabeth Taylor, and it couldn't be nicer.
What can you say about a legend? So much has been written. So much has already been said for so many years about Elizabeth Taylor. Is there anything left to say? Well, I think so. But one thing I am not going to talk about is the startling color of her eyes or her amazing beauty. What I am going to talk about is what she brings to the screen, her presence, her volatility, her sense of truth.
Cut the truth out of my brain. Is that what you want, Aunt Vi? Well, you can't. Not even God can change the truth that we were nothing but a pair of...
Doctor!
It's the truth!
See how she destroys us with her tongue for a hatchet. You've got to cut this hideous story out of her brain.
How much are you willing to pay for that, Aunt Vi?
That she was and is an extraordinarily gifted artist is a matter of record. She is a 5-time Oscar nominee and twice won the Academy Award for Best Actress.
Thank you with all my heart.
On the screen, her very presence seemed to radiate charm. After her performance in National Velvet, it was inevitable that she would become a child star.
Everyone riding out there tomorrow will know more than I do. It's no use mine.
Do you think a race like this is won by luck?
No. By knowing the pie can win and telling him so.
She practically grew up in front of the camera. Her life has not been an easy or a private one, but a series of tribulations, serious illnesses, senseless tragedy, and lost love. In the midst of our filming, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, she became a widow. Her beloved husband, showman Michael Todd, the victim of a plane crash. Yet she persevered, and acting was therapeutic. I was overwhelmed with her professionalism. She later said that playing Maggie the Cat saved her.
What is the victory of a cat on a hot tin roof?
Just stand on it, I guess. Long as she can.
She is a very intuitive actress. She knows her instrument and knows how to make it work. One thing for sure, she is not afraid to take chances in front of people. I find a lot of actors who reach the top, they become very protective of themselves and self-indulgent, but not Elizabeth. I was always staggered by her ferocity and how quickly she could tap into her emotions. It was a privilege to watch her.
Lean on me, baby.
She has a sense of immediacy that is irresistible on the screen, and she is a functioning voluptuary.
You've got a nice smell about you.
Her stunning looks often led the critics to overlook her powerful performances and underrate her acting ability. But she has won over her detractors with tenacity and dedication to her craft. She was always striving to push herself to the limit. Revisiting her work is revelatory. Every time you watch her films, you discover something new.
Hey, you're with me, kid, remember?
By choice. Only.
You're all alike, aren't you? Play tough.
I'm not like anyone. I'm me.
Not only is she a phenomenal actress, but she is also a generous human being and one who cherishes and works at her friendships. She gives her talent and her time unselfishly. In 1992, she received the prestigious Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award in recognition of her work with AIDS charities. Just one of the many public acknowledgments honoring her commitment to those less fortunate. She has risen above her pain and troubles while helping others to overcome theirs. What can you say about a legend? Elizabeth Taylor is a courageous survivor, a hell of an actress, and someone that I am extremely proud to know. For Turner Classic Movies, I'm Paul Newman.